Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All the days I missed. A few of you have been asking where I've been, and I'm going to tell you. If you don't want to hear it for a long, boring story, as soon as just skip to where the screen changes, and that'll be the start of the first story. In the catch-up video that I'm going to put out today, and then I'm going to put out a video for Thursday straight after this one. So what happened was setting up the video for Saturday, getting the stories all aligned, waiting obviously, waiting for I think it was the Wales game to finish, and then I would know what Tom Bradshaw did. Because I actually watched the game. I don't know if any of you watched it. It's on BBC iPlayer. You go to TV Guide, you go down, scroll along the channel, and S4C's there. So I thought, well, it's on the TV Guide, but sometimes they'll say, oh, this is not available in your region. So I went down to it, clicked on it, and it come on. So all of the other Euro games were on Viaplay, but you can watch the Welsh games on BBC iPlayer. So happy days. As long as there's a Millwall player in there, and I don't mind, I'll watch it. Of course, we've got the England games on Channel 4 as well. So there you go. So setting up the video to start to record on Saturday night. Get it ready, get it going, and boom, screen goes black. All of the lights at the front of the laptop completely black. Okay, nothing's happening, all very weird. And try the charger, unplugging it, moving to a different plug. Not happening. So I think no. I think start looking at my phone because there was an orange light flashing before it went off. And according to the internet, that meant my battery was about to die because it is an old laptop and might need replacing. I think, oh god, the battery's dead. I'm gonna have to go and get someone to replace the battery. So, mate, I have to wait because Sunday, the computer repair shop that I had in mind wasn't open, so I had to wait till Monday. So go down there on Monday, bring the laptop. Don't bring the charger because I think, why would I need to bring a charger? They'll have a lead there. So I go down there. They look at it, and they put it on the desk there behind the counter. He sticks his lead in it that he's got there, and the lights come on the front of the laptop. And a few moments later, the laptop boots up. So apparently, it's not the battery in the laptop; it's the cable. The cable just suddenly died for some reason. I don't know why. So okay, happy days. Fair enough. I'm in a computer shop. They sell all kinds of laptops and leads and that. You'd think they would, having found the solution, that they would want to maybe sell me something. But literally, it was the most bizarre sitcom-like situation where they were doing everything not to sell me the charger. I said, well, okay, so it's not the battery, it's the charger. Okay. Do you have a charger for that? Like, well, what charger you got? Well, one that fits into that. Like, just one that fits into that. It's the most bizarre thing. So then I just end up leaving there without anything, knowing that I need to get a new charger. So I go back on my phone, because that's the only internet I've got working. Because he didn't charge it, he just plugged the lead in for about a minute or two, didn't charge it up, so I could use it. Yeah, so now I'm on my phone ordering, make sure I get the right charger, get the serial number, order it online, pay for express shipping, which will, which you think is gonna get it here quicker. supposed to come on Wednesday. It doesn't come. I paid for express shipping, so literally supposed to be next day. So I ordered this on Monday night. So Tuesday, Wednesday, fair enough. Like there's a cut-off date for next day delivery. I understand that. So not coming on Tuesday, coming on Wednesday. Doesn't come on Wednesday. Comes today on Thursday. After I paid express shipping, it comes here from UPS. It's got a label on it that says UPS standard. So right off the bat, they've ripped me off. They've charged me for a next day delivery, and they've sent it standard. For the sake of £3, they ripped me off. This is from some shop in Wales that I found online. So there you go. Not only that, the kicker, I open it up, get it out, looks right, looks good. Go to plug it in, the jack on the end is the wrong size. My laptop is so old that it's on the old jack. It's on the larger one, the larger bit that goes into the little thing that charges it up. This one's got the new and improved little one, because they keep changing every fucking connection thing. It's USB, USB C, fucking lightning. They keep changing it every 5 years, so you have to go and buy a new charger. And of course, got like a fucking an official iPhone charger. It's like 60 quid. They're taking a piss. That's how they make their money on all the accessories. But yeah, so that didn't work. So now I'm scratching my head. I think, you know what? Fuck it. Go on Curry's PC World. Let's look to see if they got a charger. And they do. They have a thing that's a universal charger. It basically works with every laptop going. Because what they do is they sell you the box and the lead, and then they sell you 10 different types of tips, the jacks, that you can just put on the end of your laptop on the end of the wire. So do that, and of course it's Curry's PC World. Costs the best part of 45 quid. But finally got that, bring it back. Yeah, that solves it. That's fixed it. So I've now got a cable for my laptop that charges it. And it cost me the best part of 70 quid. And that's what you get when you try and buy things on the internet for cheap. Yeah, so I ended up with a charger that I can't use, and then one that I can, but it's got 10 different types of beds, which I'm not going to have 10 different types of laptops. I don't know. What the hell are you going to do with that? But hey ho, it's working now. So there you go. Should have just went to the massive mega store chain in the first place. I could have got it, well, not Saturday night, but I could have got it Sunday morning, and I could have been doing videos for the last 3 or 4 days. But there you go. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna do. I've missed quite a lot. Obviously, 5 days. There's been a lot of opinion pieces about, because obviously it's international break. They got right about something. A lot of international pieces during this international break about playoff run, analysing it, predicting it. Oh, is it this? Is it that? Who do you think is going to get in? And I certainly hope that the players and the management aren't reading any of those, because it's all a bit navel gazing and presumptuous. There's only one thing the players need to focus on, and that's the next game. And I don't mean literally the next game, I mean figuratively the next game. Right now, the next game is the West Brom game. But after that, focus on the next game. After that game, next game. We take it game by game, and that's how we're going to get there, step by step. That's how you go. You can't be looking ahead, trying to trade off, well, we win this game, lose that game. Just win every game. It's possible, highly unlikely, but it's possible you can win every game. You've got to at least try and win every game. And we're going to start with Saturday, April Fool's Day. Let's hope that we aren't the fools, and that West Brom and more notably Jed Wallace is the fool this Saturday. So this video is going to be a short catch-up, basically highlights for each day, and then I'm going to do, after this video, I'm going to record a video for Thursday, which is extremely busy as well. So much information coming out of the club. I don't think they had. No, I don't think anyone went on holiday. They didn't give them a day off. I don't think they were all in training and doing all kinds of things behind the scenes. And more on that in tomorrow's in Thursday's daily video. But before that, we get into it. So on Saturday night, 7:45 kickoff, Croatia versus Wales. Like I said, I watched a bit of this on BBC iPlayer S4C channel. Bradshaw got on. He got off the bench. He didn't score the goal. He was part of the group that came on, and then they ended up scoring right at the end to get a 1-1 draw. They then won the game after, and they're now top of that group. So fantastic stuff. But Tom Bradshaw did get on in the 69th minute. Didn't do a lot in terms of on the ball stuff, but I mean certainly did act as a distraction, which then led to the goal. So got a rating of 6.22, but ratings for substitutes not really worth anything to consider. The only thing I would say is when you're looking at the rating for a sub on this whoscored.com, you want to look at did the substitute get a higher rating than the player they replaced. But we can see it's obviously Tom Bradshaw facing Kiefer Moore, and there's not that much in it, to be honest, which is kind of weird because you think Kiefer Moore was on for 69 minutes, Bradshaw was on the pitch for like 20 minutes, so should have been a lot bigger of a gap probably. But so Tom Bradshaw had 5 touches. He won 2 aerials in that time. Didn't get a shot off, but like I said, international football is a different thing. Didn't really do much offensively either in terms of the stats. Defensively, nothing either. And passing wise, he had 3 passes. One of them was not accurate. That's 33.3%. But yeah, there you go. He got on the pitch. He got his 20 minutes, and they ended the Welsh team doing pretty well. So there you go. Fantastic stuff. Really good to see Tom Bradshaw getting on the pitch for Croatia. Now earlier on Saturday, under 21s, I watched this as well. Where did I watch this? I watched this on BBC iPlayer. I watched most of the first half and the second half until England went 2-0 up, and I thought this is going to be a rout, and then I just didn't bother watching. But Charlie Cresswell got 90 minutes. He started the game. What I would say when watching this, what I noticed, Cresswell doing way too much ball watching, and the England team nearly got caught out a couple of times. France were a bit tricky, 1-2s and stuff, getting in behind, trying to, and Cresswell doing a lot of ball watching. And I noticed, I think they may have said something about it to him during the half-time break, because in the second half his head was on a swivel. It was he was literally looking behind him every 5 seconds. So I think they may have said something to him about it, which that's a good manager there, whoever that is. Lee Carsley, isn't it? So yeah, looks like he saw what I saw, and he gave him a little nudge. But you can see here, number 15 he was wearing. Played the 90 minutes, and England won 4-0, and this was a friendly. So there you go. Yeah, pretty decent result. And that was also on Saturday. Now, also on Saturday, it was a bit distracting, was this from The Sun, a Gary Rowett special, exclusive from The Sun. So I think Gary Rowett's doing a bit of PR. I don't know why, for himself, for Millwall. Well, I know why in this story, because he's wants to big up his London Marathon efforts, which is coming up next month, which is interesting. So obviously the last one was in September, October, and I thought they're still doing it in October. Why haven't they moved it back yet? But now they have. They moved it back to April. I believe it's going to be on St George's Day, so that's nice. So yeah, there you go. So this was in the sun. Not only that, but on Saturday, Gary Rowett was in the Sky Studio doing Sports Saturday, covering the Charlton game. So that was nice. So here we go. This is from, like I said, the sun.co.uk. Doubters can jog on. I'm running the London Marathon this month, but nothing will distract me from taking my club to the Prem for the first time. Gary Rowett is embracing the endurance event as a championship and leading Millwall on an unlikely push. Well, it's unlikely from the outside looking in, but not to Rowett and a team building one step at a time. Gary Rowett has helped change Millwall philosophy from looking down the table to looking up while retaining their famous grit. Nice socks there. For him, success is literally a marathon, not a sprint, as he's doing it all while training for the TCS London Marathon next month. Rowett is 9th in English League Football's longest serving manager table with 3.5 years on the clock. So what has changed in that long run? Get it? Not only that, I heard a stat during the week that Gary Rowett has now, I don't think it's games or time, Millwall Football Club is Gary Rowett's longest job as a manager now. That's his longest job as a manager at one club. Is now here at Millwall. What he's doing right now. He said, "The feel here is quite spectacular, quite similar. The attitude, hard working nature, underdog mentality, and tough fighting spirit. All the things you'd expect. What we've tried to change is what we can now achieve. There've been players, managers here who've done great things, FA Cup finals, been in the old Division 1. It's not for me to comment on that. But when I came in, there was a little bit of staying up is a great deal. A lot of staff would say 5 points off bottom 3 now, or 8 points now. But I wanted to change that. I'll stop looking down, look up. Felt we could do that, take the club forward on and off the field. Millwall are 6, making a serious push for the playoffs, not a late dash with nothing to lose. Far from accepting that puts more pressure on, Rowett sits up, lifts the smart glasses up his nose and is assertive in his response. He said, "No, the trade-off is more confidence and belief. We're not thinking how are we here. Having finished 8th, 11th, 9th, it shows actually we deserve to be here." Rowett had a 3-year plan to turn the Lions into playoff contenders and sings the praises of owner John Berylson for helping him build the squad on a modest budget. And as we sit in his cosy training ground, it's clear Rowett still has the drive to keep going well beyond the end of this year, whatever happens. Plans are approved for a much needed state-of-the-art training ground nearby. Well, relatively nearby. Don't know where they did the interview. It will help not only with attracting first-team players, but also youngsters in an area bursting with talent, often snapped up by Prem giants. Rowett, 49, accepts he might not be at the club to see it, such is football, but very much hopes he is. Asked if it is a tough job to keep that fire burning, Rowett said, "I've always gone into a job thinking long-term. I wanted to build something here, take things as far as we can. Ultimately, it's a brilliant club. At some point, perhaps I'll feel I've done all I can. But at the moment, that's right at the back of my mind." Interesting there. So he looks like he's... I wanted to build something here, take things as far as we can. At some point, I feel I've done all I can. So it seems he's thinking about the end, when it's going to come. And not when you've... Let me say this. We're certainly improving under Gary Rowett. So where does that stop? He's going to keep trying to get better and better. And then if it goes backwards, he's going to think, that's it. We've gone as far forward as I can. Now we're starting to go backwards. And then he's gonna think, oh, I think it's turned. I'm gonna leave now. Seems that's what he's saying there. The underdog spirit is alive and well as Millwall are currently outgunning the might of Norwich, West Brom, and Watford, all recently in the Prem. Why does he keep saying Prem? Former Burton, Stoke, and Derby boss Rowett said, I've been in some of these teams with the pressure of parachute payments. The pressure is a lot more on those teams. Our only pressure is internal to achieve something we haven't for a few years. And despite a defeat by Huddersfield in their last outing, Millwall are ready to go again after the international break. Plenty of other fans have one eye on their progress, as what is a great story it would be if the unfashionable club made it to the glitz and glamour of the Prem. With the likes of Zion Fleming, the gifted Dutch forward, nicknamed the Bermondsey Burkamp, and recent Wales call-up Tom Bradshaw, Millwall are a bit more than the blood and thunder team most predict them as. Those two have netted 27 league goals between them and add the class to a team as well organised as the graphs and charts on Rowett's office pinboard. So Rowett's a bit of a stat man as well, is he? The boss accepts that understanding the home crowd has been key to their recent success to ensure the Den is always a bloody terrifying place to go. Rowett added, people will put you in a box of what they think you can do. In some ways it feels like the most Millwall feels since I've been here. We've embraced that. That's one of our strengths, so why not use it? In the recent 2-1 win over Swansea, they were played off the park in the first half, but the crowd did not boo. Instead, there was a hush and mumblings and even a smattering of applause. Rowett said you could tell they wanted to boo. We'd been battered, but they stayed with us. He hopes that means there is now an element of trust in the relationship between coach and team and crowd that hasn't always been totally singing from the same hymn sheet. Rowett added, you can interact with the crowd. If someone makes a great tackle, the crowd goes nuts. Most of the time at our place, you don't need to do that because the atmosphere is there. But they want front foot and goal mouth action commitment. After 3.5 years, believe it or not, I'm starting to understand that more. We're going to enjoy the last 8 games. What a great position to be in. Embrace it rather than be apprehensive. But with him being such a likeable guy and Millwall earning many admirers, is there a danger of losing that no one likes us tag? Don't worry about that, my friend. That will pop up when it needs to. Rowett laughs, adding, I don't know about that. It's easy to fall into that old rhetoric, but there's a lot here that a lot of clubs want. Gritty with a real community spirit. Something a lot of big clubs have lost. There's a lot to embrace, tap into, and be proud of. The community spirit is shown again as Rowett is running in a marathon to raise money for the British Heart Foundation in memory of huge Millwall fan Paul Jiggins, a Sun journalist who passed away last year. Rowett has had an ambition of breaking the 4-hour barrier for the marathon, but this year on April the 23rd, he's parking that to run with his daughter Betsy. So he's passing up his ambition because he probably knows that she's not quick enough. So he's going to run alongside her. Fair enough. Something which is not easy for the competitive edge when Rowett once clocked an official time of 4 hours and 1 second, despite his own watch saying 3:59:59. With a puff of the cheeks at the thought of that day's 90-mile training run and chats about cramp and injury, he added, what an amazing opportunity to run it with your daughter, to help with those highs and lows. She'll help me, too. I'm putting times to one side. Last year's marathon saw the fixture list give him Blackburn away the day before. This year, a trip to Wigan. He said, it's not ideal, but once you do get to start, it's incredible. Although getting passed by a 10-foot foam Nuki Brown ale bottle isn't good for your ego. Rowett's playing career was ended aged 30 by a knee injury, and something tells me someone less driven than him would not be managing that pain and still be running. He added, I ran with my dad from the age of about 10. It brings happy memories. I enjoy that grind, and it's easy to sit on your backside. A 10-miler in the rain, most people would think, I don't want to do this. But it's good for your soul, isn't it? Just get out there and do it. That last line feels as though it could come straight out of a Rowett team talk with the finish line in sight. Who would bet against Millwall, the Den behind them? Siffin. So there you go. So interesting. So he's got knee. So what knee injury ended his career? This obviously hasn't affected him in terms of running. He's still able to run long distances. Maybe that helps him with it. I don't know. But there you go. Interesting stuff there about Rowett, and not bad. But there you go. So moving on to Sunday's events, which was Northern Ireland playing. Who did they play? Finland, and they lost 1-0 at home to Finland. And Saville was on the bench, which is probably why they lost. But he did come on. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, he's number 9. So he come on in the 78th minute, and the damage had already been done. Because I think Finland scored in something like the 28th minute or something like that. So yeah, George Saville came on. He was their 9th best player despite coming off the bench. Got a 6.13 rating, had 16 touches of the ball, 1-1 aerial. In terms of offensive, click this and get it to load. It's not loading. Oh no, it did load, didn't it? Okay. Yeah, so Saville didn't do much offensively. Defensively, he had 1 interception, and passing wise, he had 8 passes, 87.5% accuracy. 2 long balls? No, 2 crosses, which weren't accurate, and no long balls. So there you go, just coming on, but not really having enough to impact the game. He's more of a defensive midfielder these days, I think. He's not really. Certainly after before, when he was with us before he went to Middlesbrough, he was a more attacking player. Oh, I don't know what happened up there, if he's just getting a bit old now, or what it is, but he's certainly more defensively. Or maybe that's the way he's been playing for us, and he decided to just switch from playing one way to playing another way, especially at taking that step up into international football. And you think, well, it's just Finland, but it's still high level of football. So there you go. Came on and really couldn't impact the game too much. So that was on Sunday night. So there you go. And on Monday we had this. So this is the 3rd game in England under 18s. Romain Esse was involved. He came off the subs bench. The score was what was the score? They won 3-1. They won 3-1. And it was delayed by 3 hours because of wall of pitch. So it was 2-1 just before half time, and then I think it was 3-1 before all the subs came on, and there was a sub earlier on because of an injury, but then Romain Esse came on 64 minutes with half of the other subs, and then there was another round of subs in the 73rd minute, and a couple more in the 78th minute. There was just a massive changing of players like the other 2 games. And so Romain Esse's played in 3 games for England under 18s. He started 1 and he's been a sub in the other 2. So yeah, there you go. Good results. And good match time, because obviously been having like 5 minutes here and there for the first team. He played a bit of time for the under 21s in a game as well. But getting some game time with some top quality players in Croatia. I don't know what the weather's like in Croatia, but I'm certainly sure it's better than shit we've got here. High winds and rain. Now moving on to, I think this was also on Monday, Browns men's soccer. Not brown men as in Afro-Caribbean, but the university, Brown University in America. I think it's in New Jersey, isn't it? I'm not too sure. It's one of
John Bell's alma mater. He got a Bachelor of Arts from Brown University, according to Wikipedia, which may or may not be true. Yeah, they played Millwall U21s in a game. We don't have the score. We do have some pictures. I think it's a mixture of under 21s and players underneath. There's a few faces there you recognise from the under 21s team regulars. Yeah, they had like a massive group photo. They've been doing a tour of England and stuff, so they were playing at Bromley FC, I believe behind closed doors. Didn't put the score up, so I assume that we smashed them. It was a bit embarrassing, but and like, but I don't think they're mostly under 21s. I think they're actually probably under 23s because it's a university team. So yeah, but there you go. Millwall under 21s had a game behind closed doors against Brown University. I'm not sure about the first team. I don't think they had a game. They might have played an internal game, but they were hard at it. They did not have a break just because it was the international week. They were still going hard. Now, moving on to the roundup, there were international games on Tuesday and Wednesday, I think. And some of this we've already seen. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. A Millwall International Roundup quartet bench for second fixtures, yeah. As we just saw, as George Saville came off the bench. The Lions' 4 international players were given just 40 minutes between them in the final matches of the break. Tom Bradshaw, Charlie Cresswell, George Saville and Romain Esse were all named on the bench for their final fixtures of the international break. Bradshaw was an unused substitute as Wales downed Latvia at the Cardiff City Stadium last night. AFC Bournemouth's Kiefer Moore scored shortly before the half-time break, helping them to pick up their first win in Euro 2024 qualifying campaign. They now have 4 points and sit top of their group and secured a draw in Croatia on Saturday afternoon. Yeah, I think Bradshaw wasn't brought on because they were only 1-1 up Latvia, and I think they were just trying to get that second goal and it didn't come. So they just saw out the game with the team that most of the team that they had. They did bring on the guy who scored the goal against Croatia, but didn't really do anything. Cresswell was also an unused substitute as England under 21s were beaten 2-1 by Croatia in a friendly at Craven Cottage on Tuesday evening. Martin Bucharina gave the visitors the lead in the 34th minute before Don Drenner Beljo doubled the advantage with a penalty 8 minutes after the half-time break. Morgan Gibbs White's 87th minute spot kick got Lee Carsey's men back in the game, but they were unable to secure a positive result. So they didn't start Cresswell and they lost 2-1. What does that mean? Probably nothing. Saville on the other hand, as we've just seen, was brought on the 79th minute. Northern Ireland's 1-0 defeat to Finland at Windsor Park, replacing Manchester City's Shay Charles. Benjamin Cowman's 28th minute strike handed the visitors all 3 points, leaving Michael O'Neill's side 5th in their Euro 2024 qualifying group with 3 points after beating San Marino over the weekend. Finally, Esse was given 30 minutes off the bench as England under-18s beat Switzerland 3-1 in their final friendly game with camping Croatia. The fixture was delayed by 3 hours due to a waterlogged pitch, but the young Lions were able to dominate the game thanks to goals from Sonny Fitch, Bobby Clark and Jobe Bellingham. So there you go. Some of that is new, some of that is stuff that we just talked about. So there you go. Now, moving on to yesterday's event, big event, Wednesday night. Neil Harris event, sold out, well attended in West Kingsdown. Millwall Community Trust hosted an evening with Neil Harris at the London Golf Club on Wednesday night in aid of the Cupboard Food Bank in West Kingsdown. A Q&A was hosted with Millwall Football Club's all-time record goal scorer and playoff winner as a player and a manager before questions came from the floor, a raffle and an auction ending a spectacular night. Harris looked back on his storied career with the Lions and spoke candidly on the highs and lows of working in football and at Millwall, as well as putting some personal items of his own up for auction, gathering an incredible total of £1,800 in total. £4,130 was raised with 100% of the profit going towards cupboard food bank. The Trust would like to thank everyone who attended for their marvellous generosity. Take a look at the gallery from the night below. For more information on Cupboard Food Bank, go to the communitycupboard.co.uk and you can visit Mill Community Trust website at millcommunity.org.uk. So here we go. There are some pictures. I'm going to roll through them. There you go. Well attended there. Some faces you may recognise there in the second row on that Millwall podcast. Got the winners coming up there. Is that David Livermore? Surely could have just asked him. David Livermore about nowhere. Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Yeah. Pretty decent night apparently. And we're back to the beginning. So there you go. That was held last night. Cracking event, which being held in West Kingsdown. People not a bit funny about that, but seemed to have went all right. Now we got an injury update because obviously now focus is switched. International break done and dusted. We're back. Everyone was back at it on Wednesday. Focused. Moving on to game at the weekend. So this is from southernnews.co.uk. It's an injury update. Injured Millwall duo near return ahead of West Brom clash. The Lions are hoping to have 3 of the 5 sideline players available for final games of the Championship running. Billy Mitchell and Tyler Berry are in contention to feature on Saturday's clash with West Brom. Mitchell injured his ankle in a 1-0 defeat to Coventry City last month, while Berry damaged his hip in a 2-0 defeat to Sheffield United in the third round of the FA Cup back in January. However, both returned to training earlier this week and could be involved at the All Forms, whilst Mason Bennett will likely miss the game as he aims to work his way back to match fitness in early April. They've only trained for a couple of days, Gary Rowett told Mujahideen. Billy trained on Monday, Tyler trained for a few more days with the under-21s and then came back in yesterday as well. They've both trained this week so far. Benno is due to come back in on Thursday. I think the obvious ones really are whether Billy and Tyler will be up to speed to go back in the squad over the weekend. Mace probably would have had enough training by then. They've been out for a while, 6 to 8 weeks. It's not easy to come straight back into the team or straight back into the squad. You've got to be confident that when they step foot on the pitch, they can do whatever they need them to do. That's always difficult after a period out. Ideally, we'd like to give them a little bit more training time. At this point in the season, there's not that long left, so you're going to have to wait 3 or 4 games to wait till they get back in the group. We'll assess that over training, assess where we think they are, then we'll make as good a decision as we can. It's nice to have them back. It's nice to have them back for training numbers. I think it adds competition to the squad, where people have got to perform to stay in the team. That's what you want to create a good environment. Rowett is awaiting further information on current styles of squad. A quad, whose loan from Barnsley is set to expire at the end of the campaign, though Mill will retain an option to sign him on a permanent deal. The club have received positive information on the Hungarian international, who could yet return before the end of the season. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said of 19-year-old Damo Imaku, who will miss the rest of the season with an hamstring injury. Yes, so apparently he's injured again now. We'll be back. I think he, Starzy, is making quite good progress, the manager added. We've had some good news on a scan the other day. We're waiting for a specialist to give us advice moving forward. But there's a hope that he might be able to ramp up his progress and potentially be available for some games. Again, at this stage of the season, it's difficult to have a definite answer on that until they start training. Domo, he pulled his hamstring and he'll be out for the rest of the season. It's a bit of a blow for him because he was looking bright and sharp.
He hasn't played too many 90 minutes in his career. Maybe he's felt the intensity of training in games. Unfortunately, he just tweaked it towards the end of the game. He spent a little bit of time in the physio room and a little bit more time out on the pitch. So it's been a sporadic 6 months for him. Hopefully he'll learn and be stronger next year. So yeah, Imaku done for the season. Hopefully he'll keep rehabbing and do well over the summer and hit the ground running next year. But very unfortunate. If you keep getting injured, the fans will kind of turn against you. They want their players to be playing. So not best if you keep getting injured. Now, last but not least, we have this: become a junior Lions partner for the next season, 23-24. The Millwall Football Club is on the hunt for new businesses to join the Lions' amazing list of junior Lion partners for the 2023-24 campaign. A host of local companies are currently in partnership with the Lions, and we want to expand our reach to support you and allow supporters to take advantage of fantastic discounts. The likes of the London Bridge Experience, Sports for Tots, Hollywood Bowl, and many more have received added custom and exposure in exchange for great deals. And with the list growing, don't delay. If you think your company is junior appropriate and can mutually benefit both parties, register today. For more information on our Junior Lions partner scheme and to view what discounts are already on offer, please click here at millwallfc.co.uk Junior Lions Junior Lion Partners. To become a Junior Lions partner, please contact Junior Lions at millwallplc.com. And on that note, thank you for watching, and it's good to be back.